Okay guys, so this is currently my living room. Not bad at all. What we're gonna do is we're gonna spray backsplash, or I don't know, accent wall, whatever you wanna call it, behind the TV. We're gonna go ahead and switch that out. Like I stated before, we are going to add a fireplace and just elevate this space. We're gonna elevate the living room and it's gonna give in here a completely different look. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get these panels off the wall and then we'll start building. Okay, so I went ahead and I took all of the panels off the wall and we're gonna go ahead and start taping up this area for the fireplace. Okay, so I've cut all of the wood that I needed to cut. I put the initial side brackets up on the wall, so that's on the wall on both sides. So like I stated before, it's gonna be 10 foot wide, 9 foot high because my ceilings is 9 foot. Okay, so I went ahead and did a rough framing. So the wood on the floor, it's not connected. I haven't put any screws or anything out. Gotta work with me. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I'm like standing in front of it. So if I was to lift it up and put it up against the wall, that would be the bottom and this would be the top. So let me come around here so you guys can see. So this is actually the bottom piece. That is going to sit on the floor. These are the studs that's holding up the fireplace. The fireplace insert is going to go in here. And this is going to be the top part of the fireplace. So what I'm going to do, the TV is going to be sitting here on top of the frame that we have. So what I need to do now, since I have this part built up already, I need to go ahead, add a stud, 9-foot stud coming. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a 9-foot stud coming all the way up. And the studs I'm using are 2x4s. You could use a 2x6 if you wanted your studs to be a little bigger. But for my case, so big, so I'm using a 2x4. So I'm gonna, like I stated, put a 2x4 here, put another one on this side here, and then I'm gonna put maybe 4, because I have 4 at the bottom here. I'm gonna put 4 2x4s coming all the way up. I have to do the measurements to see how much that needs to be, but the reason you're putting the studs here is once I'm done building this up, I'm going to put drywall on this, and then the TV is going to go on top of the frame. So you need something, of course, for the TV to attach itself to, because if I don't have any studs here and you put the TV on the wall, that's going to be a disaster. So that's why you have the support here. And the studs that I have here, that is what is going to support the fireplace once it goes into this frame here. And the sides, you'll see when I put it together, the fireplace is going to attach to the sides with screws, and that's the studs that, of course, the fireplace will be in. So I am going to pick this back up tomorrow. I have, like I stated, I needed to get more wood. So right now I'm going to need 2 2x4s in 9 foot. So it doesn't, at Home Depot, it doesn't come in 9 foot. So I have to buy the 10 foot, and then they can cut it down, or I can cut it down and I could come home and cut it down myself. But what I'm going to do is just have them do it for time's sake. So 2 pieces, and I'm going to measure here. I'll insert the measurements on the screen for the 4 studs that I'm going to have here. Once I'm done doing that, I'm going to put it up on the wall, attach everything. That should be secured enough so we can go ahead, do the drywall, and then insert the fireplace. Okay, so I'm almost done framing out the fireplace. So lastly, I have to get 2 more. One for this side and one for this side over here. And then what I'm gonna do right now is I am going to, because my measurements, I think my measurements are off just a tad bit. So I'm gonna lift this up, put it on the wall, just to see how much clearance I have on the top, because that will determine if I put a thinner wood on top or if I put a 2x4. Let's go ahead. I'm going to have my husband help me because this is very heavy, and then I'll know what to go and get from the hardware store. We have the wood situated for the fireplace. The wood at the top, for some reason, it looks like it's leaning to the left. So we're gonna go ahead and take those out and redo it. But we just needed to make sure the fireplace fit inside the opening that we had. So yeah, this is what we have now. And we're almost done, almost at the finish line. I have to go ahead and put up drywall, paint, do a little 1-2, and then we'll be done. Okay, back from Home Depot, the wood, we went ahead and repositioned it so everything is nice and straight. We got the drywall, so we're gonna start putting the drywall up so we can wrap this fireplace. Okay, so far this is what I have. I have built the fireplace. I had my husband to help me a little because the drywall is quite heavy. My house, as you can tell, is in a mess and I need to get this together. So I'm gonna sweep up the floor and then we're gonna put the tape on the add joint. Let that dry overnight. Then tomorrow we'll go ahead and prime and hopefully paint. So we're done with the joint compound. What I'm gonna do now is I am going to add side bead, the corner bead I should say, to the sides. This is how it looks. Excuse the light. I had to take the light out to get the fireplace up. But I am going to put this on. We're gonna add the joint compound to the sides. And once we put it to the side, I am gonna then go ahead and put the corner bead on the drywall, let that sit overnight. And then in the morning, I'll come back and do my second coat of the joint compound. And then I'll be able to prime and paint once all that's done. Once the joint compound is dried, you would have to go in and lightly sand before you put the primer on. So just keep that in mind if this is something that you're wanting to do. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Not a lot of seams, which I'm pretty happy with that. We are on our way to the finish line. I left a little area on top. From the videos and from the information I saw online, you leave a little bit for expansion. That's what they're telling me. So I just left a little bit at the top. But yeah, I think it's looking good. I'm just ready to get this completed so I can go ahead and get the house back together. But stay tuned. Okay guys, so what I just did, if you can't tell already, I got to put something over my head, but I did have my mask on. I went ahead and sanded all of the joint compound down. This is why I was saying I didn't want a lot of seams, because when you have a lot of seams, it's a lot of sanding. But it only being 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the side, it wasn't as tedious as it being like a whole bunch of seams. However, this is my least favorite part because you have to get in there and make sure everything is nice and even. But I made it. I survived. I'm done with the sanding, like I said. So what I'm gonna do now is, it's pretty late, it's 9:59. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I already cleaned it, wiped it down, swept the floor. I can get all of the dust particles up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the primer on, let that dry overnight. I have to work tomorrow, so when I get off work, it should be completely dry. And then I'll go ahead and paint it the color that I'm going with. So again, priming tonight, painting tomorrow. So I should be done with this pretty soon. But yeah, I am happy about the progress we've made. So stay tuned. Let's get to priming. Guys, so this is the primer that I'm actually using, the Kelt's PVA drywall primer and sealer. So you can go in with a paint and primer on this wall. However, it's gonna soak up a lot of the paint. And from my research, I'm seeing that a lot of contractors and some of the professional people are using the primer. That way you don't have to use as much paint. So I think that would be the best bet for me. So again, it's the Kelt PVA Professional Interior Drywall Primer and Sealer. So let's prime. This part of the video is sponsored by Touchtone Home. Thank you so much for sending over this beautiful fireplace. The fireplace that we have is the 60-inch recessed smart fireplace. What you can do is you can use a built-out and recess it into the wall, or you can actually recess it into your existing wall safely. Installation was straightforward. You can control it right on the unit or with the remote, and depending on the model, even with the smart app. There are multiple flame colors, brightness levels, and speed settings, so you can set the mood exactly how you want. It also works without or with heat, so you can enjoy the ambiance year round. The heater warms up to 400 square feet, perfect for bedrooms, living rooms, or a cozy nook. Enjoyed this video. I absolutely love how it turned out. As you can see, I went ahead and I did a trim around the fireplace just to give it a little pop. Originally I had it painted, but I decided to use like a wall wrap, or some would call it wallpaper, to give it this faux marble look, and I absolutely love how it turned out. If I could do anything all over again, I would have skipped the painting step and just went directly into the step where I put the contact paper or vinyl wrap on here. I love how this looks. I think in the future I'm gonna do tile, and I'm gonna do it in the same pattern. Just trying it out just to see how it looks, but I absolutely love it. So the wood panels that I added, they're from Lowe's. I added 3 panels on here, so they come 8 foot long. So what I did was I ran it up, and then where it stopped I went ahead and just cut it, measured it. You can barely see the seam right there, and then I just did that for right here and over here on the side. Love how the panels look on here. It just gives it a little pop. Without it, of course, it would look nice, but I'm loving how the panels look. So thank you again for Touchstone for sponsoring this video, and until next time, thanks for watching.